So I want to begin with just a brief introduction to the book Genealogy of Morals, Nietzsche's Genealogy of Morals, so you can read it. The Genealogy of Morals is about the psychological instincts behind morality. What's the psychology of morality? If there's no morality because there's no God, and there's no purpose to existence, nihilism, because there's no God, what's morality about? What's the origin of morality? Purely naturally, if we're looking at this, assuming it's ridiculous morality, or it's a social convention at least, and that there's no God and there's no objective morality, what's morality about? Where does it really come from? And Nietzsche, uh, in a sense, is trying to unearth the conditions for possibility of morality. What's the origin of morality? Where does morality come from, assuming that it doesn't exist? Or put it this way, why do human beings create morality? What's behind it? The word genealogy in the title means something like origin. What's the origin of morality? What's the psychological, instinctive origin? The biological or even historical origin of morality? What's the contingent origin? Nietzsche, because he's doing a genealogy of morality, he's looking for the instincts behind morality. He's what some philosophers refer to as a hermeneut of suspicion. That is, he practices the hermeneutics of suspicion. Hermeneutics just means interpretation. He looks at things in the history of philosophy, in this case morality, suspiciously. He tries to interpret things suspiciously. That is, he's looking for hidden motivations behind apparent things. Nietzsche looks at something and says, okay, you're saying that's that. That's not that. There's something else going on. He thinks he's seeing through things. He thinks he's seeing behind things, down to their origin, down to their concealed origin that most people can't see. Now, this is proto-Freudian in a sense. He's looking for the unconscious, hidden, instinctual, concealed dimensions of things, in this case, morality. What are the unconscious motivating forces, the psychological instincts behind morality? Nietzsche has one answer. If there's no good or evil, right or wrong, and there's some kind of hidden, concealed dimension to morality and human behavior, what is it? Well, power, or what Nietzsche calls will to power. That is the drive or instinct for life, or the drive or instinct for power. Remember, I asked you to think about at the end of the last video, if there is no good or bad, right or wrong, and there's no God, what's left? Well, what's left for Nietzsche is power, life, instinct, the survival instinct, you want to call it that way, the will to power, the will to life. And Nietzsche thinks he's being, at least I think he is, at least I think he thinks this, a good Darwinian here. If Darwin's right and there's no God and there's no morality, then what's left? Power, life, this mechanism that strives endlessly for no purpose, of course, but this will to power, this hidden dimension of power has been running behind the scenes throughout human history, throughout religion, throughout morality, throughout everything, throughout all of human behavior. And it's gone largely unnoticed. So Nietzsche thinks he's seeing something. You have to imagine Nietzsche sitting down to write his philosophy paper here. He thinks he's seeing something no one else saw. That if you look at morality and you start looking, or if you look at religion or morality in particular, look at God, and you start looking for the power dimensions that are operative behind the scenes, everything starts to make sense. In other words, the will to power is a grand explanatory hypothesis that seeks to explain or purports to explain the motivations behind human behavior and human instinct and human morality, i.e., ethics.